economics. So we got billionaires today, multi-billionaires today, and has our condition gotten better?
No, sir.
We're in a worse condition today than we've ever been because we're missing that key thing which would allow us to heal and be ourselves, and that's the knowledge of God and the knowledge of ourselves. You know, it was raining, but it feels like the sun's about to try to come out right now. Because that's the energy that we as the original people have. You make rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. You can make it cloudy. This is just a reflection of what's going on inside of us right now. What we are missing is the understanding of who you and I are. They didn't find us in jungles in Africa or jungles and in the forests of America with no civilization. They found us with high civilization and pyramids built, and they still don't know how they were built today. They went and got us and read our books to understand how to build their civilization. Yet here we are in a condition where we own nothing, build nothing, and are wondering why we're so frustrated. It's because we don't know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we can't be ourselves. That's the frustration in young people. That's the frustration in those people who are 40 and 50 years old. We know we have a purpose in life, but nobody's teaching us how to access that purpose. So I'm here today to represent a man who's been teaching us for 60 years who and what the black man and woman of America is, and that's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm saying that to you as a Mexican. I'm a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That black man from the Caribbean taught this Mexican how to love Mexicans, how to love black people, because he taught us that we all come from the same God. He taught me how to respect myself so I could teach my people and our people what our real value is. You're more than just some rapper. You're more than just a poet. You're more than just some mayor or alderman. Those are cheap titles. You are the vice lords and vice-gerents of God. You're made in the image and likeness of God, male and female. It's not just men who can represent God. You see the beautiful sisters in white behind you there? I want you to look at women who are striving to obey God, not to be submissive to some man, be submissive to God, and then you'll find the right kind of man. You find a man who's trying to be submissive to God, and you as a woman have no problem being obedient to a man like that if that man is striving to be obedient to God. And the problem today is that we've gotten all confused where men don't even know what it is to be a man anymore.
Yes, sir.
We think a man is putting on matching outfits with coordinated shoes. We think a man is being somebody who bosses people around. The perfect example of a man is found in the scriptures by the title of a man named Jesus the Christ. And you don't find Jesus bossing people around. You find Jesus being an example of the righteous life to live. When you see black men standing up, they're not here to protect me necessarily because I'm important. They're here to protect the word that is being given to you because the word isn't from me. The word is more important than anything we have because it's through this word and us understanding who and what we are from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that we can heal the hood. We can't heal the hood unless we first understand what's wrong with the hood. I did this the first time I was here, but let me see if anybody's here. Let me get one of the brothers with a... Oh, there you are right there, my brother with the camera. Come up here for a second. I got to show you something real quick. You'll be able to go get your pictures right now. I just want to show you something. He got a... You all know what this is on the back of his jacket, right? What do you call this right here? A hood. Go ahead and put it on. See, when it's raining, what do you use the hood for like on a day like today? The hood protects your dome. It's what goes inside and under the hood that needs to be protected. So the best thing that we can do to heal the hood is to fill up that which is in the dome in your mind with that knowledge which we need that needs to be protected and defended. We've been lied to about who and what God is. We've been lied to about who and what we are. And what we need is that teaching, which is a hood and a shield to protect our dome. That's why we don't know what's wrong with the hood, because we've never been taught the value and the purpose of a hood. We need that knowledge which makes us brothers to one another. What's your name, brother? What is it? Quincy. Brother Quincy, let's give him a round of applause. He didn't know I was going to pull him up here, but thank you, brother. Thank you. I just wanted to give you an example so you know what we're talking about. See that hood? You know what the first hood that the hood needs to heal is? Brotherhood. You see these are brothers right here with the red shirts on. You see the brothers in the back with the blue on? Those are brothers right there. You see the brothers with the bow ties on? We're brothers of ourselves and of one another. So the first hood that needs to be healed is the brotherhood. Because once that we make man, then there can be a sisterhood that is protected by the brotherhood. But we can't be brothers or sisters until we first have God in our dome. So we need Godhood first. So who are you? Jesus said it like this. He said, you are all God's children of the Most High. No one has ever taught us that we're gods. That's what a vice lord is. He's the vice lord of the Lord. We're trying to grow and develop into that vice lord. So you can't become a vice lord without a GD. We need one another. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that every 50,000 years there's two stars that appear together, a red and a blue star in the heavens. And they don't ever appear separately, they appear together, a blue and a red star. And you know what that means when those two stars come together? It means that a universal change is about to take place. Right here in Milwaukee, the blue and the red are coming together. The Nation of Islam, the street organizations, the Christian church, we need to come together today. We don't have to wait for a riot to come together. This is the riot right here, healing the hood. This is the purpose of our unity. Our unity is to give our young babies, our brothers and sisters, our daughters and sons, hope for a better tomorrow. Can you promise that you won't let this just be one day in May, but this healing of the hood starts today but has to continue until there's no more killings, no more deaths, until you see one another as you are, which is brothers and sisters of one another. Can you do that? And I want to close with this really strong for you. It's not going to be long. I just want to give you 3 more minutes. Can you give me 3 more minutes? 20 years ago in 1995, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan called for 1 million men to come with him to Washington, D.C. I was one of those 1 million men. How many of you came to D.C. 20 years ago? Just a few of us that are present. 20 years later, we're going back. Men and women. Because we can't have a change without the woman. We need our sisters who have been the backbone of our struggle. You no longer have to bear the weight of the struggle because we as men 20 years ago said that we would stand up and accept our responsibility. We haven't been the best at doing it, but we've been trying to do it. And this year we're going back to remember the vow we took on that mall. 20 years later, some of you weren't even born. We want you to come with us to ask the government, let me change that. To demand of the government, you either give us justice or else. You didn't hear me. We're not going there to march with a picket sign begging them for a job that they don't have to give to us. We're telling them you're going to give us justice or else. Say it with me, justice or else. Justice, or else. And don't be afraid of the or else. We've been catching hell for 500 years from these people. What the hell can they do to us that they haven't already done to us? They kill us in the street and we're afraid to go demand of them. God is backing us today. There is no people who have ever gotten freedom, justice, and liberation without being willing to sacrifice some blood. Ask a woman what is needed to give life. You need to be willing to lay down and die to bring forth life. It's time for the men to stand up and be men of God, the women to be women of God, and we'll see who God is. If Moses took some slaves out of Egypt and was able to destroy a pharaoh, we have a pharaoh today too. If we believe that Muhammad of Arabia, peace be upon him, took some scattered tribes and was able to unite them to bring peace to the land and unity, aren't we divided and tribal today? But there's a Muhammad present today. There's a Moses present today. There's a Jesus present today. And you all are the generation that will not allow us to go back to the 60s, back to the 50s. You're the generation we've been waiting for all of our lives. We've been waiting for a people who love God and love death more than they love life. Because this isn't life when we're living under the foot of somebody else. So I want you to just remember, no matter what you think you are, no matter who they told you are nothing less than an image and reflection of God. The female and the male expression of it. And we're just here as your brothers to do whatever we can to help you in uniting, to help you in bringing our people together, to help you in making this a safe neighborhood for the babies and the women, because we can't even consider ourselves men as long as our women and children are afraid to walk outside their door. This is the day where men have to decide to be men and women be women. And if we go to the sea and say justice or else, you gotta decide, what does the or else mean? In Baltimore, they decided what or else means. Yeah. In Palestine, they decided what or else means. Are you willing to put down the gun and stop pointing it at your brother? Stop pointing it at your sister and pick up the gun of love. Love of self. Love of kind. If you can pick up that gun, that's the gun that terrifies this enemy. They made the gun you got in your pocket. They made the gun you got in your car. They're not afraid of the weapons they made. What they're afraid of is your mind embracing the love of yourself, because we outnumber them 11-1 on the planet. All we got to do is unite. They don't have enough bullets to get us all. If 1 million of us decided we're going to die for the liberation of the other 49 million, then let's die today. Real talk. But it takes men of God and men who love themselves and their people to do that. So what I want to tell you is what Jesus said from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Love one another, even as he has loved us. And you can tell when we've passed from death into life because we love the brotherhood and the sisterhood. This is the day of your rise as black people. It's the day of our rise as indigenous and aboriginal people. There's no need for fear, because when love is present, perfect love casts out fear. It's time to be perfect in our love. The time for change is present. The generation for change is present. All you gotta do is accept it and be yourself. Thank you, brothers and sisters, as I greet you as I came. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.